kicks process for tax cuts and reform. And Kobe Inc. He scored, but kept Bryant in the business. Recently, Biz Friday. Good evening. Welcome. I'm Tiffin Su. Is all night. Well, stocks finished the day at new records after the Senate took a big step, toward tax reform. More on that in a minute. And tonight, company that American got, albeit tarnished, generic company earnings forecasts by a lot. A stark reminder of the work that lays ahead for the new CEO, summed up by saying our result unacceptable to least. Today, agree, but after properly the stuff about abrupt one, working on its comeback since 2009 and finishing up 1%. Morgan Brennan takes a look at the quarter and maybe for G.
For General, it's all struck stiff. The oldest Dow's CEO, John Reese, is up for review as he begins to make, quote, sweeping changes at the company.
Spent really day cost of her company, so business sure pending. Thing that they're going to examine, don't turn, no sacred cows.
The comments came on the heels of a particularly disappointing quarter. Earnings missed expectations by 20 cents. Profits radically slipped. But prize with cash, previously $12 to $17 million. Today, that metric in half. Flynn is already taking steps to rein in costs, eliminating what could be thousands of corporate jobs. Grounding the company and shuttering research doubled, just cutting $2 billion. 28 top cuttings are concerned about the future dividend. Flannery did not make any promises it was safe.
When I look at all the capital allocation things, quite rational. If it pay a dividend, pay a dividend. I stop. Since our company, view it very real around what's used to the company's resource, management capital, financial capital, and how does that accrue to the benefit of the owners.
Flannery says a final comes as he gets date or month, but analyst holders believe is in today's.
Clearly, and cut free up a lot of flexibility for John Flannery to execute his restructuring. $8 billion in dividends, a big bird. He has the political he ever now in the up. So he has very hard about this. He has one opportunity to cut the dividend, and this is it.
Some are more upbeat about the prospects than others, especially since also said another $1 billion that's over the next years.
If he can do it all value at $30, I mean, it's really, and Honeywell was the same way. I mean, beeline straight from 20 to 30 once Dave Cody got, the train back on the tracks.
What GE and offering mystery until next, but already the health rotation is old like spots. The business I'm working.
And as Morgan pointed out, it began literally with the light bulb. General Electric formed in 1892. Edison Electric merged with Thurston. In 1986, joined the new Dow Jones average. And it is the left of the 12 Dow still included in the index. 2 decades ago, it was a high-flying stock with a profit performance to match. Those days are long gone. No matter from lighthouses, General Gamo, even jets, G for deck, you were a or the world leader, and for years the same could be said of its shares. REIT institutions came weather economy. By 92, it was widely as just doubled in the 50s, but GE's stock price rose by a factor of 5. No wonder its TV ads were a part of everyday life.
At General, Progress is our product.
But growth. The 19 GE, one of the 8 computer, joining IBM, well, and RCA. But the 1970s brought economic turbulence, and GE's stock stagnated along with the. In 91, Jack began a train as 800 actions in NBC, RCA in 96, which became famous for streamlining operations, and GE would sell many RCA properties, but it on to end each shift bulk of GE's from old fact and financials. Were about GE of direct. It became one of the country's biggest banks. Under Welch, GE went from a $14 billion market value company to one almost $100 billion. Its stock liable with the market or out. But Immelt Welch in one stock ended. Since then, it's down roughly 35%, and it's not even of the 20 widely hers anymore.
We're the demo of that
known company. We're not in kit bulbs anymore.
I'm not worried. I don't own it.
Immelt largely unwound the house that Welch built. GE's finance businesses are way back. NBC, Comcast, he News, Jilt. The stock this year's outperformed its dividend now out.
It's bad, and I believe it's getting worse. My model says it's going lower.
Others say this might be the buy. It's low. CEO Flannery determined good to lie at one of most companies. Here to discuss next for the is Max Wolf, chief economist at Disruptive Technology Advisors. Welcome, Max. Always good to see you. Which is it? Is it a buy, or is it get worse? You wouldn't tell.
Great to be here with you, Tyler. I think And watching an oil not beautiful, not a ballad, and it's not fast. But I do think there's some evidence that this oil tanker is being turned, if slowly. I don't out of the wood. I think we're starting to kind of move. We saw slowly and frustrated at some that you Honeywell job because a techno company that became a sort of financial conglomerate that has to be a new sleek conglomerate that's tech 2.0. I can get there, although I don't think sure that it, and I think we're sure not done tanker.
Ultimate years from a small company and maybe a profitable company?
Yeah, so we know that's the plan. We have no reason to doubt it. When you're talking about shedding billions of dollars and millions of billions of units, we know you're a smaller company. I think the turns around fast saw the bear, which is bull, a real recovery in the oil and gas investments that unfortunately the company made at a rather unfortunate time in the market. We don't think that fast, but comes back. I do think there's an analogy, a conglomerate says for the year.
So it's like your company, it is a big oil tanker that's about to turn or is initiating a turn. So I sense that you would not be jumping in to shares feet at this.
Jumping off is probably for someone more adventurous, more core than myself. I don't. This is such a terrible story either. I think the story kind of gets stuck in this war of extremes of terrible death for money, immediate side. I that it's going to be a while to get, but I don't not we get there. I would point out new CEO. He's also talk about everything that's going wrong to give himself a chance to rebuild off reasonable expectation. But I think he knows the company because, like I think, for decades. So he's starting from.
Let's about the or what do you happen?
So there's some risk. I think it's for sure. I think there's some risk that we see the dividend maybe get taken down a little bit. We did see that when the financial unit got in trouble 2008, and we didn't size right back. The truth is, long-term investment in trouble, $8 billion cash payout. Our long-term, you want to see the earn. Probably do want to give up a little bit on the dividend so that there's enough cash flow for them to make the investments and do the kind of things they need to do. Is going to hint that has to happen, John. Get how much cutting, get a little somewhat trouble generation,
right.
And this troubled businesses.
Thank you so much. Great to see you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Max Wolf with Disruptive Technologies. As we mentioned, stocks finished the day and the week due to approval of a $1 trillion measure, giving the way for possible moves reform prospected banks and sent bank ETF to a 10-year high, and that boosted the broader market along with it. The Dow Jones Industrial Average advanced 165 points to finish at 3,020 on its way 24, up nearly when the S&P added for all of the indexes as the blue passed 23,000. And late last night, the Senate did approve a budget blueprint that would project a $1.5 billion cut protected. I made Democrat filibuster. The resolution was moved by 50-49. The House will next week for a overhaul to move ahead and maybe even swiftly. John Harwood has been covering the story for us from Washington tonight. John, that is the mist of urgency it suggests about tax reform seem to be up to embark.
First of all, Senate passed budget resolution mentioned, and the revelation of a deal with the House that means the House is simply going to pass the Senate budget resolution. They're made it. It's a positive for tax reform. It means that they moved of the hurdle them to get that, and if the way that that helps them. However, the hurdles that remain are larger than that one, and that is what is it going to do to the deficit, and also what is the nature of those cuts? Where do the middle class, wealthy? Those are things they haven't been.
This was a part of nothing to surprise that, but there was one defector from the GOP.
Rand Paul opposed the budget on the grounds it's too much. He is a government looking. Now, the bill is going, assuming the House Senate budget, what is the nature of the eventual package that is done, and will people be able to swallow at the end of the day the idea that deficits are going to go up $1.5 over years, tax cuttable? Proponents that make up some or all of that money, but others are skeptical of that argument.
Yeah, and so you really only got a couple of other votes in the Senate, and you may lose those deficits within the House.
Bob Corker, who for the budget, this proposal elimination when count of scoring. If that adds 1 penny to the deficit, he's going to be against it. You've got concerns on the left of the Republican Party, people like Susan Collins about deficit gets the benefit, and you have concerns on the right.
Very much. Have a great one. John in Washington. Still ahead, that is surprising the housing market. Has not picked the White House. There is Wario consideration. President Trump could nominate Fed Governor Jerome Powell and Stanford University economist John Taylor for the two positions at the chair, and remains unclear which will either met. Reports that says he risks the current Janet Yellen a lot. Her term ends early next year, and a decision is expected in the next couple of weeks. Sales of existing homes inched in September, but remain low. 16 A lot of homes prices can keep a little, but there was a surprising exception. And Diana Olick will tell you what it is.
At a Sunday open house in the nation's things.
A little bit of the marketing maybe told there, and maybe the discipline not get what.
Just one couple came to take a look, millennials Rachel Johansson and Andrew Bracken, who are currently small students. What so far to
have a creator the stuff and stuff. I think it'd take like hitting it at the very right time.
Both sales and prices in D.C. are starting to fall for the time this year.
Some have been of the markets thing toward
home price D.C. having record in the first year, heating lack of supply. The same is happening in markets like Seattle, Denver, and much of California. Unsurprised, number sales nearly 6 to the flood seeded home sales rising % compared to a year ago after fall 24 in August. Some of that may be delayed closings pulled forward, but there is something else at play.
Maybe there are many others like passive property prices and sellers willing to get by.
Both investors and large single-family rental companies increased their purchases, some quite dramatically in September. While Help Home didn't have reek of their loss, it helped the rise of and the region continue to fall. For Nightly Board, I'm Diana Olick in Washington.
Sales growth slows at Procter & Gamble, and that is where we begin tonight's market focus. Overall revenue, consumer product fell short of expectations, pulled pending on personal grooming. Edge estimates and that it is on financial for the year. G faces pressure to increase sales following a bitter proxy fight with the billionaire investor Nelson Peltz, who's been an outspoken critic of performance. It fell more % to 20. Raised year revenue after saying performance in space was a driver behind sales in the quarter. Profit also rose, and the company reaffirmed its earnings guidance for the full year. And Honeywell shares, well, they were up 1%, 45-30. Schley warned analysts have unrealistic expectations for the field service fourth quarter. That results would be impacted by a decline in producer spending in the U.S. In its latest quarter, Schlumberger reported a rise in revenue. Shares fell on to 60.50. Well, despite favors disrupted Hurricane, railroad operator Kansas City Southern reported stronger than expected profits, but the company said it expects a decline in some ship fourth quarter, uncertain future of the Northern Free Trade Agreement. But today, shares finished up 1%, 105.18. And now to our weekly market monitor who likes tech, biotech. Those are areas where he sees growth this year. And next time he was in he did face 37, Micro 38, and Source, which is % higher. You better listen. He's for JMP Securities. Mark, good to have you back. Let's go for that kind of performance again, 30s and 40s. How about it?
You know, we can do time, Tyler. The market listening.
You still like, you've got more run. You're not about any sort of government concerns or regulation of it, among other things?
I worry about everything, so I'm as well. But fundamentals are more important. Advertising growth, accelerating. I think seeing in some of their besides like Instagram growing, and the number of advertising really doubling in the last 6 months. What they're about to do in video, they're going to grow their EBITDA by north of 50% this quarter. And I just a must stock that has up. We hear just shy of $1 for the expected good third quarter of that shortly.
Core hope, if ever there was. You had a couple of others in the health and biomedical sciences area. One company not so familiar. Tell me what they do. You expect.
So Aspiria, a really interesting that's on a very common fortunate of statin intolerant, people who really cannot tolerate statins. We all know the crisis and the benefit of statins. They work for statins just for people who take the norm. They're for those people. We have reaching billions in sales, $1 billion in sales after 2020. It's a really well-run company, somewhere we've followed for a long time. It's had its ups and downs with approved regulation, back a pathway to 2020. Good news flows. Stock you look at and say it's something that I think has material. You do need patient, but this is a big audience, and they are going to get the receptivity.
But it has pretty much gone up $1 a day this past year. It's up nearly 300%. Should I worry about that? Am I getting in?
Any bio? It has binary, but we expect results. Has retail. It's also 50%. Tyler, I see that kind of get those results in the next few years.
All right, let's go to Wave Life Sciences. Quick thought there. Why you like it?
They play in a big neurodegenerative disease market. It's got 100 million, so it's not as the ones we just in a sphere get some approved. Some of them gone to $1 billion, and I'm calling for that. But you look at the regulatory pathways. You have many more drugs getting approved than these complete response letters that takes stocks down. Good news, biotech index, great 6 year. One that if they have the stocks are a lot higher.
Continued good to you and Mark JM Securities. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Well, coming up, second acts, a basketball all-star, and I do mean one of the latest second businessmen. Here's Here's a look at next week. More big things are due out. We will hear from Dow Components, 3M, Caterpillar, McDonald's, United Technologies, 12 components. Port next. I'll check in on the market with the new holds numbers and the estimate for GDP growth is due out, and that is what to watch in a very busy week next week. Well, when you think of retired athletes, you probably picture them on the or in the booth, but Kobe, he's his second. Eric Chisesball turned business.
Kobe has long dominated the hard work. Now the basketball legend is chasing a new dream. This $1 billion company as part of the champ third investment.
We wanted one sports, right? Then roll up our sleeves and we got to get after it. And we got to make sure that the market, we got to make sure other athletes understand that there's a better for you option out there.
Body Armor was beverage icon Repulse. He's known for it in Smartwater. $1 for Cola 2000. Richter Pepper, largest in Body Armor. First drink category stagnant over the years. Pepsi's Gatorade has long dominated the market, followed by Coca-Cola Powerade. Body Armor 8% market deal with you and 100% growth is an opportunity.
Not with the but if the like substance lacks personality, the lacks innovation, you're not going to get anywhere. We have innovation.
And Gatorade innovated in the beverage at 1865, same liquid day. They're called dollars, they're called 45. Who really wants 40 and yield to athletes and children?
I can call you from a rotary phone, but I'm probably not going to do it, though.
Yeah.
The former Lakers star says basketball has given him unique access. Some of the great minds in business.
Elon's, I think, a genius. But it meant in the work, like I am about how this, the amount of stuff that he does is unheard of. But he'll always say the most important thing is imagine. Anything that you can study that you have and don't have the image, then take double. And I think Elon, I sit with Elon for hours, it was really, really a joy.
Kobe himself is much more than a pitchman. He is coordinatorship deal, leads the correction on their even flavor. Or this trans world scene. Far impressed with his rapid business from America, Chicago.
To read the full interview with Kobe Bryant, you can head to our website, NBR.com. That is Nightly Report for tonight. Matheson. Have a great day, everybody. See you back on.